Hi, and welcome to another episode of Old Guys Loving Life. I'm your host, Perry, broadcasting today from the garage here at Studio 1A in beautiful New Smyrna Beach. Welcome to the show. This will probably be one of the last episodes in the garage until winter, or late fall or winter, because it is hot. I'm talking, there's like, I don't know how much humidity, but it's like 95 degrees every day. Has been for 4 or 5 days, and it continues to be that way probably through next week. So I have been doing lots of time in the pool just to stay cool and get some exercise. So there hasn't been a show in a while, in a couple of weeks, because I have been struggling with how to continue with the show. And by that I mean Wayne is no longer going to be a co-host. He does lots of traveling. Oh, you love my shirt. Oh, I see you looking at my shirt. Yeah, I do. I'll explain that later. But Wayne is semi-retired. He and his wife run a travel agency. Last we heard from Wayne, he was going to Almirada, and he spent 2 weeks down there. He'd come home for a week. He went on a cruise. He'd come home for a week, and now he's going on another cruise. So Wayne feels that he is holding me back, and that he doesn't have the time to devote to being on the show every week. I get that. Believe it or not, even though we're just kind of doing this thing, winging it by the seat of our pants, it does take a lot of planning, and it takes scheduling that we have been bumping heads with. My schedule doesn't always match up with his schedule, and vice versa. So Wayne promises that he will be on as a co-host from time to time, or as a guest rather, from time to time, that he's not just going to leave completely, and that's cool. I've been trying to figure out how do I continue by myself, because I have told you guys 1,000 times before, I hate doing a show by myself. I feel that it's not as entertaining as it is with the two of us together. So here's what I'm going to do. Next week, my wife and I are going to Savannah, and I'm going to take some footage of Savannah and probably do some interviews and I don't know, just here's some old houses, here's some old architecture, here's a great place to eat, here's a great place to drink, stuff like that. And the week after that, which is 2 weeks from now, I have an interview lined up, and we're going to be talking about beach conservation and keeping our beaches and our waters clear and clean. So that is pretty much the way I'm going to be going here, at least initially. Now, I put this out on Instagram, and I asked you, our followers, to give me suggestions on how to continue by myself, and those have been pouring in, and I appreciate your support, and I appreciate your comments and ideas, and some of them are really valid, and we're going to be doing some of that as well. So I don't want to spill the beans here and go telling everybody what we're doing here. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Now, my shirt. You notice my shirt. My shirt was given to me for Christmas as a Christmas gift by my great sister-in-law, and I'm wearing it distinctly because, not because Wayne's not here, but because Auburn lost their commentator, their radio broadcast commentator, their play guy on Saturday night. He and his wife were sitting at a red light making a left-hand turn, and somebody came in behind them and plowed right into them, and they airlifted Rod Bramlett and took his wife to the hospital and as well. She was DOA upon arrival at the hospital, and he died shortly thereafter. So it's a very sad time in the Auburn nation, and as out of respect, I'm wearing my Auburn. I'll be wearing Auburn things all week. Just like I said, he when I used to travel out of town a lot, and I wasn't able to watch my college football games, I would listen to it on XM radio or a radio app or something on my phone. And Rod was so colorful, and so he could paint a picture of what was going on, and in his description, that it made me feel like I was there. And in my humble opinion, Auburn Radio Network is probably not going to be the same as it has been, and he's going to be sorely missed by myself and the whole Auburn network and fans. He was a great broadcaster. I could go into details about where he started and this, that, and the other, but if you're not an Auburn fan, that's going to bore you. So just keep his family in your thoughts and prayers. He had a daughter that was that's going to Auburn, and he has a son in high school, or they had a son in high school, and both Rod and his wife were Auburn graduates. So it's really, really sad that that this happened to them. Yeah, just a freak accident, I guess. I don't know what the condition of the other driver is. I don't know what his physical, I don't know whether he was doing drugs or drinking, or I don't know any of that stuff. But anyway, just keep them all in your thoughts and prayers, and send them some love. I greatly appreciate it. All right, so with that, I'm going to end this episode. Next week, I am in Savannah, like I said, and then in 2 weeks, we're going to be at the beach. We're going to be talking about beach conservation and protecting the oceans. And so thank you on behalf of myself and on behalf of Wayne. Thank you guys for listening and supporting us, and we really, really appreciate you're taking your time to watch our show. We love you. We'll see you next week. War Damn Eagle.